again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for sharing. This channel has, we've got 11,000 over people who've subscribed. It was a channel that from 1 to 2, it's gone up to 11,000. So, thank you so much. It's because of you that we have managed to get to where we are today. It's because of you I have more motivation to keep finding topics, to keep knowing how to run topics, to keep making more content and videos. Thank you for sharing, because a lot of people have come back, saying thanks, learning from it. So it's really important that you guys keep sharing this, because a lot of people out there might be struggling and they need a bit of help, or they need just words that could help them understand what they're doing wrong and how they can be better at what they do as well. Okay, so once again, thank you so much. Welcome to Learning with Lenny. It's lesson 111. We've come so far, and right now, there's just so many topics I have in my head that I want to run with you. But for today, the topic I want to run with you is know your target market. Okay, so it's really important for you to know your target market, and this topic is basically for all those who are doing sales, who manage a team, who needs a little bit more understanding of how do you actually handle situations, how do you manage your area and things like that. Okay, so the first thing you've got to know in terms of knowing your target market is plan your area. So if you are a person who works in a car dealership, well, your area is going to be your own showroom. But how are you going to attract people to come in? What are you going to do differently than any other salesperson? Because any salesperson will just stand in the showroom, somebody walks in, you're going to just approach them, right? But what are you going to do different to attract people? How can you do things differently to make people walk in and look for you? So those are things you got to understand, or what you need to do differently to be successful. Okay, for example, like myself, I would actually print out flyers. I would put up my name. I would say, come in, just check it out. We are having the new Ford Ranger Platinum that's in the showroom. Come and see it. Come and meet me, and things like that, that will make people actually walk in with a flyer saying, hey, I'm looking for Lenny, and the sale goes to me, right? So think differently, know your area, plan your area. If you're doing direct sales, how do you actually how do you go and how do you get sales? How do you knock on doors? Or what do you say? How do you approach people? Things like that. If you're managing a team, how do you separate areas? How do you get this person to work here? How do you buddy list people? How do you look for areas for your team leaders? So those are really important things for you to understand when you want to know, who is your target market. Okay. Second thing, check in on your team and help when necessary. So always remember, if you are managing a team, make sure you call them. Hey, Mike, how are you? How's things in your area? Is everything okay? And Mike goes, hey, you know what? We haven't broken a sale yet. We haven't done a sale yet. It's a bit difficult. We're not seeing enough people. Then what you do is you tell, hey, Mike, no worries. I tell you what, since you're in this area, I'll actually drop by. We'll do things together, and we'll see how we can pick it up from there. So always be that person to want to know more. Always be that person who is going to be there for your team. Because when you know how to manage it, your team's going to be very grateful, and your team's going to work harder to make sure that targets are met, to make sure that they do what is necessary, so that all of you can be successful together. Okay, how do you know your target market? Again, ensure that everyone is spoken to. So make sure you're speaking to every single person in that area. Okay, when you go out, when you see a person just smoking, approach them, say hi, how are you? When you see a person who's walking, just go up to them and say, hi, I'm sorry to disturb you. Can I just steal a minute of your time? When a person's in a rush, tell them, hey, fantastic, I know you're rushing. Is it okay if I just walk with you and, while you're rushing, just to show you what we have and see what we can do? What you want to do is you want to attract people to understand that, hey, you know what? This guy is really working hard. Let me give him some time. So that's really important when you're doing sales. When you know your target market, you know how to approach them, you know how to ensure that sales are closed as well. Okay. The fourth thing here is, once done, redo the area. Do not ever think that you are done in an area. Let me be honest with you. Okay. Now the reason I'm laughing is because I used to work, I used to go on, I used to do sales and all. And there are people that I've worked with who knows me personally as well. Okay. So if you know, last time in Malaysia, there was a building called Citibank. So Citibank had about, I don't know, maybe 40 plus to 50 floors, right? And every day I used to go in and basically just do sales. Okay, I used to go, floor by floor, skip floors, skip higher floors, different floors, until the security guard used to catch me as well. But there was no such thing as the areas done, because that was my area. I only had it. And every day, if I were to be able to do 3-4 sales, all I had to think was, hey, you know what? There is easily about 1,000 people in this building, but I'm only doing 3 or 4 sales per day. So the ratio here is for me to get at least 100, 200 sales, to say that, I've done my best because I've spoken to mostly every single person, right? So that's how I calculate things. That's how I look at things. That's how I make things work as well. So if you are talking about an area, always remember, redo the area again and again. You will be surprised that you will actually do better and better and better, because of the fact that you'll be meeting people who'll say, hey, I just saw you yesterday. Hey, I saw you last week. And you'll be feeling good about it. You know why? Because people know you, people remember you. You are better than an advertisement. You're a walking advertisement. And a walking advertisement is important because people remember you. They remember what you do. They remember the product. And if they remember the product, it means that the product is stuck in their head because of you. So that's really important for you to understand, okay? Number 5, the more you do, the more you get. Always remember that there is something, called the law of averages. The law of averages teaches you, the more people you speak to, the chances of you closing a sale is going to be higher, right? But over time and over months and years, when you get good at what you do, you will be speaking to probably 5 people, 4 people, 3 people, and closing a sale. Comparative to a brand new person who joins in and needs to speak to maybe 20, 30 people, 40 people, 50 people before he closes the first sale. So it's really important for you to understand that the more you do, the more you get. And these are things that you need to teach your people, okay? So how do you know your target market? Is by understanding what you need to do in order to pass on the skill and manage your staff. When your staff and your teammates understand how you do it, they will follow the same exact way. Do not give shortcuts. Do not teach them how to do shortcuts. The only shortcut who you should be teaching to do is yourself, because you're so good, you already know how it works, but you're not able to teach that skill to a person. So I used to go out and I used to do the same thing, which is go to 10 people, 20 people and close a deal. And this is what I'll be showing people, my staff, because I want them to learn the exact way that I actually learn. Because when they know how to do the hard way, the easy way becomes so easy. Okay? So always remember that people need to understand how to do things, and you need to be the one to pass on that message across. Okay? So I hope this makes sense. I hope it helps you out. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe as well. Okay, 2 things I just want to leave you guys with is, number 1, over deliver. Never ever think that you're under delivering. Never ever think that you should under deliver, because the point here is for you to over deliver. Always be the better person you can be. Okay, number 2, reflect frequently. Know what are your goals, know what you're doing today, know how to do it, and reflect on it. Did I do good? What should I do different? How can I improve? Those are things that really make people succeed. These are things that really make people successful. Okay, so always remember this as well. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for watching. If you watched all the way here, please make sure you're new, subscribe. If you're not, share it out, because there are a lot of people to learn from it. And once again, I do have a Facebook page as well. Please share my Facebook page as well. It's called Learning with Lenny. Please follow it. Always, give me stars, that could really support me as well. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you in the next lesson.